Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Bahzad,
My name is Risa.
and we are Wonder Looper, and we're broadcasting live from Yokohama, Japan, from our showroom to bring to you the world's greatest live stream, a Thursday evening edition of the Wonder Looper live stream. Good to see everybody. It is a exciting day. We've got some stuff happening in just a little bit. That's
Less
right.
than an hour.
Less than an hour away, we've got the release of the triple heavyweight Suriyami t-shirts in black and white, as well as the cashmere blend honeycomb Henleys. So one of the final releases of the year. So this is it. This is one that we've been anticipating. It's the first ever release of the cashmere Henleys, and a restock of the triple heavyweights, which haven't been restocked in a while. So I know a lot of people have been waiting on those ones. So we're here to answer your questions live. If you have any last minute questions, how to order, sizing, colors, what should I get, let us know. This is what this live stream is here for. So with all that said, how's it going, Miss Risa?
Good. I'm a little sleepy still. It's an hour earlier than our usual time.
Yeah, a little bit early. I've been up personally. It's 8:05 a.m. right now, here in Japan. I've been up since like 4:30. I've just been excited for this. I think it happened last time, or at least one of the times we had a release where I went to bed early. We got home late, and I went to bed as soon as I could. I was doing a couple last night emails. Some sizing questions were coming through, and I was just very excited. And so it's kind of like Christmas morning for me. And I don't know if it's excitement or like a nervousness. It's a little bit of both, because whenever these releases happen, I'm always like, we've had a good series of successes, and I just one day you lose, right? You never go 55-0.
No?
Well, unless you're Floyd Money Mayweather. But there's only one. So we'll see. Hopefully it's another good release. Anyways, that's where I'm at with my my excitement level. It's up, and it's also a little bit of nerves, and so we'll see how it goes, because we're going to be doing a live release. So you get to see my reaction live if it's a weird one. If it's good,
Weird.
it won't be weird. Okay, I'm just being nervous. That's it. Anyhow, let's check in with everybody in the stream. We've had people leaving comments before the stream, which also is a good way. If you can't catch us live, if you do have a question for us, once we post the live stream link, you can go into the chat and leave a question, and chances are we will see that and answer that. We do our best to try to answer everybody. So if we miss you, we missed you, but try again. And if it's a question we don't want to answer, we won't answer it. So stop asking. There really hasn't been much of that. I'm just joking.
No, sometimes we miss a good question, I feel, but
No, right, we missed, but
timing.
right, but it's not because I didn't want it. But sometimes somebody, they're anyhow. Not, I'm gonna say it wasn't on this stream, but there might have been streams before people might ask some questions, and I'm like, that's just not public information.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we don't answer some of the
Yeah,
questions.
we don't answer
obviously,
some
but
questions.
doesn't mean that your question was bad.
Right. Anyhow, let's get to the questions. Mr. Shang Style with the number one question. Morning from Sydney, Australia. I'm ready for the back-to-back stream today with Naked and Famous. Look forward to Black Friday. Well, there you go. There will be a we are crossing the streams for those people who are my mouse is about to die, so I'm just plugging it in. There is going to be a little bit of a stream cross today, but we're not going to dig too much into the Naked and Famous airtime, so we'll hand you off very gently there for those people looking to tune into that one. We've got John Ups. Can't wait. Hello from sunny Florida. Good to see you. And we've got Solvents. Hello from Scotland. Placed an order on Jean Store this morning. Should be wearing my Henley tomorrow if all goes well. Well, there you go.
Fast.
Super fast shipping from Jean Store within the UK. And we've got, something caster, sorry. Hoping on stream a Henley ecru
Hoping
To secure,
To
sorry.
secure.
I'm illiterate. Hoping to secure a Henley ecru in large on stream. Yo, tuning in from Florida too. Excited and hopeful to score an ecru Henley for my wife for Christmas. That's Mr. Piljay. I hope you're able to get one. And Lawmaster is hoping for a triple heavyweight. There's been a lot of hype for that one as well. I didn't post too much about it, but there has been a good amount of questions and requests for that one to come back.
Like when the release is about like a brand new product versus the like restock of some things, like it's in our nature to kind of focus on the brand new product because there hasn't been a lot of information out there yet. But we can't forget the triple heavyweight.
Right. And it's also sort of like a 1 year, one and done a year sort of thing.
Once a year production.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's releasing them in the summer really isn't the most ideal time for us. Though I understand the Australian crowd might want the triple heavyweights in our summer because it's their winter. Backwards land. Okay. We've got Mr. BD. Hey gang, I forgot what's happening today, but good luck all. Sumi T and King of Slub 2 jeans after work for me. Well, there you go. Good to see you, Mr. BD. And we've got a hello from Chicago. So excited for the Henleys. Planning to get ecru and Sumi. There's a lot of excitement for the Henleys for sure. I would say that in store, you know what's been the most popular? In stores in our showroom here in Yokohama? Khaki green. It probably is because Risa, me, and Wyatt wear it practically every day.
I rotate between ecru and khaki.
Yeah.
But this whole past, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks, I've just been switching between the two.
Right.
Yeah.
They've been very easy to wear here in the warehouse.
But I also think that the this color is kind of like a nuanced color. Sometimes you see it on the screen. It's not exactly the color that you kind of, so in real life it's but like against a lot of skin tones, I think this color looks great.
Yeah. It's very versatile. And I think in terms of fitting it into your rugged wardrobe, it is a very, very easy one to slide in there. People are asking for the fit check, so I'm going to do it because some people are asking about this vest. So I'm going to get started. I'll do the first fit check today. Up top, people want to know, we've got the Rocky Mountain Featherbed Down Jacket. This one is, it's got all the multicolors. It's got the green on the inside. It's got the black on the back. This one is a Beams from Beams Japan model. But I know that Rocky Mountain makes a lot of vests with a lot of people. People are mentioning the warehouse one that they did. I saw that on Blue Owl. Those ones look very handsome. I'm a big fan of these. I have several. Between Risa and I, we have a bunch of these. Lee Storm Rider vintage jacket. It's got the corduroy collar here, which I think goes really nice with the leather, so it's a nice pairing. And you've got the blanket line on the inside. I've got my cashmere Henley in khaki, ultimate Pima underneath, just for a nice extra layer. So a lot of layers going on here. Naked and Famous Dirty Fade True Guy jeans, and my Yucatan Main Guide boots in the low cut blue leather Main Guide boots. Had these for many years, and they've been serving me quite well. And then on the wrist, a new watch, another new watch, but a new old watch. This is, if you can see it nicely, a Vega digital watch from the 80s. This is sort of a sub-brand of Citizen. And I found it basically brand new dead stock. Like no scratches, no nothing on it. It was practically new for like 25 bucks. So I just have a nice, cool, retro 80s digital watch, and I think it looks pretty snazzy. So it just goes with my dad look that I try to go for these days. Does it work? It works.
I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a dad look.
No?
Yeah, it's just any man of your age or...
They're usually dads, men of my age.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Miss Risa, up with the next.
I'm also wearing Rocky Mountain Featherbed vest. This is like a more of a lighter vest I wear underneath the outer layer jacket. It's very useful and very cute Chinese style buttons. And then inside I got these cashmere blend khaki Henley. And I've also, I had ecru for a long time and I was just like loving it and I needed a darker color. So I've just been living in this recently. On the belt is the Tory leather Western belt. And then I got the classic Naked and Famous duck canvas selvage. It's all brown today. And then on the feet, of course, I got also the Yucatan, just multi-patterned little boots. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Oh.
I want to show off my hat
Oh, right. This really completes the outfit.
because I haven't really shown this off. I don't think it's my Smokey the Bear hat, and it says "Only You." It's actually kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
It's a lot
pressure.
of it's a lot of
But,
pressure.
yeah, it's a great hat that I picked up. All right. Goes with my fall colors. I feel like I spent a lot of the summer in brownish tone also, but I'm just going with it.
Yeah. I like my earth tones. I used to wear a lot of, like, back in the days, I used to wear a lot of black. I just can't wear a lot of black anymore. It's not because I don't like wearing black. It's just the cats. I really feel for it, because sometimes we have customers who come in and they're like, oh, I like this black hoodie or I like this black t-shirt. And then they're like, but? And I'm like, you got pets. And he's like, yep. I'm like, it's sort of a deal killer sometimes. I mean, I do have, black t-shirts, black jeans, and I wear them every now and then, but just definitely not as much as I used to.
Yeah, but ever since we got an office away from home,
Yeah.
I could wear darker colors a little bit more comfortably because I'm not surrounded by cats all day,
Right.
every day. So
That's true. Yeah.
But also, I find as I aged, I found that my personal colors a little bit more on the warmer tones. I like cooler tone colors, but I just don't. I think I look better in warmer tones. So I'm accepting the reality of that.
Right. I don't know why it reminded me, but I was watching a Coffee with Carl video the other day, and he was talking a little bit about is heritage wear, this realm, like, played out, right? Is this played out? And I think he sort of felt in a way that it was, right? Because, I would say, like, this era that we're in right now, there's just so much choice. There's so many brands, there's so many products, and he was sort of equating it to, like, music when we were younger. Once a particular genre might have started, like, a little bit more underground, and then it got to such great heights, and then it fizzled away, right? And then something else sort of took its place, right? And I would say that in maybe the music world, you've got your trends up and down like that. I can see that. And I think that even in our heritage world, trends definitely apply. But as far as it being played out, the played out part of it, and I kind of disagreed with that notion, because this style, jeans, rugged wear, the kind of classic stuff that a lot of us are really into, it's not maybe it was trendy when some of us came upon it. But the style itself has been around, boots and jeans and, flannel shirts. This has been around for 100 years, maybe more. And I just don't see it. I don't see it as a trendy thing. I see it part of, like, I certainly don't see it being played out. Blue jeans have been around from, since blue jeans have been around, they've been around. They've never gone away. And, there's a lot of takes on the blue jean, of course, but as far as it being played out, I just don't see it happening. I think right now you've got way more eyes on it than ever before because we have social media. And I think because, the way we consume media is a lot more tailored to our interests and our likes. So we're starting to see more and more of those things. So, if there's, maybe back in the day, there might have been like 3 or 4 prolific boot brands. But now there seems to be like there's a new one all the time, right? But I think that is just because there's so much more of us who've said no to the real trend stuff, the stuff that is actually trendy and played out, and they've come over and they're like, you know what, I'm going to be over on this side where styling is classic, products are made to last a long time, and I don't have to worry about the trend cycle anymore. If I just dress well in a classic style, I'm good, and I'm good for a long time. And I think a lot of people really appreciate that. There's just so much in the world that doesn't last very long.
Yeah,
I
think that's it, because it's like, as you age and as you go through like the different phases of life, like you realize the value of things that last longer. And by default, I feel like, these kind of heritage wear, workwear, like those are actually designed to last, hard work. So by nature, like in general, those are just like the features of these genre of clothing. Obviously there's, better ones and not so better ones, but within that, like you within the grand scheme of fashion, I think this category is just made better in general. It's tough wearing, and a lot of people would appreciate that because you've had something for 10-15 years, constant wearing, constant washing, and it's like it's still holding up. So
right,
this is kind of the
and I still want to wear it.
Yeah.
Right, it's like I think a lot of us, when we're younger, we go through if you're into fashion, I think like many of us are, you've went through that phase of, buying the designer stuff, and for me, going through that phase was a lot of like, obviously keeping up with trends. This is what's cool. This is the hype brand. This is that. So, I went through a lot of that stuff, and then, you buy that really cool, shirt or whatever it is, and it's so iconically of that designer. And then you're like, man, I wore this 3 times. I can't wear this anymore. You can't wear it anymore. Why? Because you're that guy with that graphic or that logo on your t-shirt, like, or it's played out, like, and it's played out real fast, because like this might have been the flavor of the week brand this like now, but if you're wearing it now, it's all kind of like, how can I say it? It's the
I bet you got that last year when it was popular,
right,
kind of look.
Or you're still wearing that, like that's played out. And so you've spent all this money on this garment, which may or may not be made well. It actually doesn't even matter. But it's like you're buying it for a lot of the social status that comes with it. And when you've done that a few times and you're like, what was the point of that? What was the point of spending all? Whereas like you could have invested in a nice vest that realistically I'm probably going to have this for a very, very, very long time. Like, I just don't see it falling apart or coming apart, or me not, being able to use it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just, like the way you wear that genre of clothing, the way to wear it very trendily. And also there's like, especially like, this kind of classic American kind of like style. It's like, there's always a way to wear it not trendily. Like, that way, like right. The way that like, I don't care so much about what other people think of me. I don't want people to think that I'm the trendsetter or anything right. like that, but this is what I wear,
right? And I say that our style right now is particularly trendy because I feel that a new generation, this young generation that's sort of come out of streetwear and come out of big logos and just sort of a lot of loud action, and they saw how cool like heritage dad style was, jeans and flannels and boots, and they have their own take on it. And sometimes it, I still feel like their take on it is a little bit more street than maybe people who've been around for a little bit longer, but that's okay because they're young. And some of those people, I'm gonna say many of those people, especially the trend jumpers, they'll jump onto the next trend, and then we'll have a new cohort of fans who are going to stick around for the ride, and that's going to grow our base even bigger. And like when it comes to sort of brands, you feel like there's so many brands invading this space, a lot of brands popping up. I think that's also good because they're there because there's more eyes on this world. And when you've got a new new crop of students, a new batch of students, a new graduating class coming in. Now you have more people to come in to discover. And for us, I think Carl was talking about a little bit, first this type of leather was popular or that type of leather was popular. And of course, if you've been around the block a few times, some of those things that were very, very exciting to you when you first heard about them are a little less exciting, when you still see it 10 years later, and then, they have to get a little bit fancier with the fabrics and a little bit fancier with the leather selection, this and that. And for us, maybe because we've been around or maybe because we've acquired so much stuff, it's less and less like a must get. But for the person who's discovering that for the first time, it's going to be very exciting. Mm-hmm. So, I can see that from like when you've been around the cycle a few times, certain things are not going to be as like wow for you. And maybe you feel like, oh man, there's so much going on. Is this being played out? I don't think so. I think that there's a new crop of people every generation, every few years, there's a new batch, and they're going to experience what we love for the first time. And I think it's upon us, especially as like the community that we have in like this heritage world workwear space, to share our knowledge. Because I will say that when I was young, when I was first getting into it, there was no knowledge out there. It was bits and pieces on forums. It's very hard to find. But now there's so many creators in this world who are sharing their knowledge. And so I really like where we're at. And like, I disagree with the premise of played out, but, and I don't think our style can ever be. That's my stance.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody knows this one guy who just wears the same style, like no matter what the trend is, and then every now and then like the trend catches up to him, and he's trendy for like a minute,
yeah.
And then just things moves on, and he doesn't change. Like I feel like we're turning into that, and it's not to say like. You go through all the phases of life, and I feel like I feel like we found a community where we're comfortable with.
Right.
And I don't necessarily think, like always the heritage, like kind of, true to the history is always right. I think, there's a modern way
Sure.
of living and modern interpretation of certain things. So obviously we're open to all of that. But I think it's just like everybody in this community is kind of like, I think we're set.
Yeah, we're very content with where we're at. Shang Style says, by the way, Bahzad, is your colorful vest a throwback to your younger candy raver days? No, not really. I do like a colorful vest. I have another one of these which has like the Hudson Bay blanket stripe. I like a nice colorful vest. They to me, this gives me like 70s, 60s, 70s, like heritage outdoors camping like vibes. So there was a lot of colorful stuff in that realm. So, I mean, Rocky Mountain, I think they really lean in hard on the vintage Americana outdoor stuff. So, I mean, that's why I really like this. I like this. And I like the fact that it's got every color. So whatever I put on with it, it works. Mm-hmm. So it's a very easy piece to wear.
Yeah, it makes the outfit a little interesting very easily.
Right.
Pop of colors.
Yeah. We've got Jackson. Imagine if jeans still didn't have belt loops.
Yes.
Right.
So certain progress in civilization is definitely sticking around.
Right. And I like the belt loops. As I've worn suspenders probably in my hipster days. Not probably, in my hipster days.
I remember at the skinny jeans times where like I did not wear a belt a lot, but like the belt loops were just they're tool to like just to pull on your skinny jeans. Oh my god, I'm just saying, back in the Naked and Famous era, the amount of, we didn't get a lot of damages returns, but so you get these ones where like my belt loops ripped off, and I'm like, were your jeans too tight? were your jeans like really tight? And then you could just see it, like the bottom of the belt loop just exploded off. Yeah. And like the fabric was torn off. I'm like, this wasn't like wear and tear. This is like you just using the belt
Yeah.
loop incorrectly.
You know, and to that, I'd say, you know, if you buy jeans and they don't go on, don't force them on. They're not going to work.
Yeah.
You know, it's just put them back in the package and send them back. Get the, you know, get
Now
the next
you
size.
really can't imagine trying to put on a piece of clothing that doesn't go on like, comfortably and wear that all day.
Right.
Like, I can't even imagine that.
When I was young, I mean, look, to be fair, in those eras, somebody's talking about the Lowmaster, 2007, 2012 are the best years of the 21st century so far, in my opinion. It was a fun time. I'm going to say it was a very fun time. And man, I'm guilty of wearing jeans that were way too tight. But you know what? They were way too tight. They were tight enough for the time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, within that, like, the piece of clothing, there's, slimmer fit days and wider fit days.
Right.
But, yeah.
But yeah, my jeans did not leave a lot. To be fair, I was very skinny. I was a size 28. I weighed like a buck 25. I was $1.25. I weighed 125. I didn't weigh anything. I was so skinny. So anyway, skinny jeans worked. When I discovered skinny jeans, I was like, yes, this is great. I really like this. I also before that, I was really into flares. I liked the nice boot cut. So I went from like wide bottoms, like tighter upper, to like skinny, really skinny mini bottoms. Yeah. Shang style again. Imagine if all jeans still had 100% cotton threads. Some things can be updated for durability unless going for the full vintage repro look. Right. Right. Look, there's a lot of small, incremental look, that's not to say that everything modern is worse than before. I will argue that most things that are modern are good.
Yes.
Most things are. Yes. But also some things last the test of time and you don't really need to change them because they perfected it then. Mm-hmm. It was perfected. There's nothing more to mess with here. We're good, right?
Right. And it's some things also are just like we like it the old way. Like I think the prime example is the horn buttons. Like horn buttons that are like horn-like buttons made of plastic these days are very, very high quality. It's hard to tell the difference sometimes. Yes. And they do it and like it's not that every single button looks the same. It's slightly all different. Like it's all look like a real horns. But in that sense, obviously there isn't like a really good reason to like use the real horn versus the plastic in the practical sense. But just feels like real is nice.
Right. Real is nice. If I'm given the option of real versus synthetic, I'm going with the real.
Especially if it doesn't make a difference in performance.
Right. Yeah. Right. If it doesn't look, if the synthetic one is like, somebody tells me the real buttons are really brittle and whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with performance.
Yeah.
Fun, because ultimately you want your thing to last a long time.
Right.
But horn buttons, they last a long time, and maybe they're a little bit more expensive, but that's okay, right? Mm-hmm. They look great. And I still want to support real colors as much as we can. Okay. Suvin Gold with a good jeans buying tip. I always buy my jeans one size bigger than I need. That way they're guaranteed to fit well enough. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I will also say, this is another jeans tip. As men, even women, but as men, it's mostly men watching, we tend to grow as we get older.
I think, yes, all humanity tends
to. We all do. Yes. So...
Unless after past maybe 60, you might start shrinking.
Right. There are just certain points where your weight doesn't move at all, and then. But for me, I'm at the age. Maybe it's my genes. Maybe it's my age. I don't know. But like I shift up 10 pounds pretty easily. So I can go from like fitting my jeans well to not fitting my jeans well very easily. So as a great tip, if they're a little bit big, they're not falling off your behind, then it's fine. Just throw on a belt. You're going to be good. Especially these days with jeans sort of getting a little bit wider, a little bit more relaxed fit is fine. And that way you can wear your jeans for many, many more years to come. There's nothing worse than, and I know we're all guilty of it because I'm guilty of it. I know you're guilty of it. We've bought too many jeans. We've got some in the closet and we outgrew them. I'm sure there's more than a few hands that are good. Raise your hand if that's you. I know that's me. Bro. I've got jeans from my like size 28 days, or I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna stack them up. I'm gonna wear these next. I just got stacks of size 28 jeans that are just never gonna fit me. So I'm just hoping my nieces and nephews grow up, and then I'll be like, here you go. Here's some 40-year-old jeans that are dead stock that you can enjoy. But yeah. BD says, someone was asking me a bunch of Wonder Looper questions. I helped, but said when I'm in doubt, reach out to Wonder Looper HQ.
Wow.
Join the live stream. Yeah. This is what we're here for. Nicholas says, old doesn't mean good in quality. Only the quality items survive the test of time. Modern items can be just as good, but there is more lower quality due to fast fashion. Correct. Correcta mundo. You know, some people, I've seen this sort of, I like vintage hunting. I like thrifting. You know, and it's become very, very popular as of late. And there's sort of this mentality of vintage is better quality. Not all of it. The quality pieces are, but to be fair, a lot of it is not of high quality. Like 99% of those racks that you're going to find at the Goodwill are going to be, especially these days, are going to be filled with, big box, fast fashion type stuff. Or it's not exactly great. It's not all gold in them there hills. So you have to sort of know what you're looking for to be able to pick out like the good stuff. But I will also say that you'll know the good stuff when you feel it. Like, how many times have we been through like racks, like digging through racks of jeans, and I'm just like touching, and as soon as you touch one that feels right, like I know my denim. When I touch it, I know it's good. I touch it, I'm like, this is good, and I pull it out, I'm like, there you go. I knew that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's very true. Not all vintage is great. I would say that what has jaded a lot of people of like through modernity, I think it probably comes down to like cell phones, because I think this affects everybody, is that you have like this perfectly good cell phone, but the battery doesn't work anymore or it doesn't hold a charge, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, I have like a super. To me, it's insane, because I grew up from the time when like this was an imagination dream, and like I have a supercomputer in my pocket, and like 3 or 4 years after you have it, like the battery's no good, and you're just like, what? So I'm supposed to what am I supposed to do with this? Mm-hmm. I just want to change the battery. I had a subwoofer die on me the other day, and like the whole thing is fine, and I'm just like, I can't open it. It's one of those enclosed subwoofers, and I'm like, there's probably a fuse or something in here that just needs replacing. Mm-hmm. And maybe there's the replacement cost of the part plus the labor. Okay, but like, why do I have to throw this whole thing away? Doesn't make any sense. And so I think a lot of people these days are just jaded by so much of the world just sort of designed to not be able to fix it. And maybe part of that is why people yearn for things that last long. And that's why products like ours, products in our realm, have become so much more popular in the last few years. Yeah. Maybe it's just a theory.
Yeah. I mean, the part of it also is that, like, yeah, vintage and, these things are great, but it's just, like, it's hard to find, secondhand. The things that you're looking for, it's hard to find.
Yes.
So, we just have to kind of, that's why a brand like us exists. I think that we're just trying to make it available for everybody. You don't have to search so deep and,
Right.
And we try to make it, better or more interesting or something like that. But anyways, I think we should circle back, because we're 20 minutes away.
Okay.
To some release-related questions.
Okay.
Hey, yes, asked, did y'all make more white or black triple heavy? I think we made the equal amount.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've also been selling obviously, we sell out each time we
Right.
make it, so it's hard to gauge. But I think they're equally popular, so I don't think one or the other is more popular.
There you go. Yeah. Um,
Any chance of seeing a triple heavyweight indigo dyed T-shirt in the future? I would say that triple heavyweight.
you have an I have an answer for that.
Yeah, I haven't an answer for that. It's doubtful that we will facilitate all of the, like just like we did with double heavyweight t-shirts. Sometimes we do like a we have done a pre-order like Tokushima hand dyed indigo like things, but with triple heavyweight, because it's such a already like more of a pricier and less in quantity kind of production, so it's doubtful that we do it the way that we did with double heavyweight
Right.
t-shirt. With that said, we have a friend
Yes.
called Wild Frontier Goods.
I call him Wild Mike. I
Yeah.
have a lot of Mikes in my phone, and Mike over at Wild Frontier Goods. In my phone, he's Wild Mike, and Wild Mike can dye anything for you. So any of our products, and we have many customers here who know Mike. His on Instagram, he's Wild Frontier Goods. Look him up. I'll show him in a second. You can contact him. The way it works is you contact him and you say, "Hey, I'd like to. Can you do a dye for me?" And depending on what dyes he has available, what he's working on, that's sort of you figure it out with him, and you work out a price. And what happens is you place an order with us, and in the order comments you say, "Send to Mike" or "Send to Wild Frontier Goods." We will send it to Mike because he's here in Japan. Him and his wife, they handle all the dye, they do all that stuff, and they send it back to us, and then we send it out to you guys. So you pay Mike for the dyeing, you pay us for the t-shirt, and we'll just ship it between each other. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an option, always an option.
Yeah.
For our
Custom dyeing.
yes.
Yeah, so I'm just going to pull him up here so you guys can see. Just a little shout out to our friend Michael over here. He does leather goods and everything too, so he's multi-talented. Him and his wife, they make some really beautiful things. So check it out. These are some dyed items that they've done. They've done some Wonder Looper hoodies and t-shirts. And in fact, part of the reason why the Ecru double heavyweight hoodie came back was because there was a lot of people buying that hoodie so that they could send it to Mike so that he could dye it for them.
Yeah,
So
and like his natural dyes are like very colorful. There's a lot of different, vibrant shades too. So if you don't like any of our color selection, you
Yeah.
can just have it naturally dyed, hand dyed by Mike.
yeah, so there's a good option for you there.
Right.
So shout outs to Mike. But if you want any dyes, that's the way to do it.
Another thing I wanted to mention was the duty, the tax situation. So most of you may already know that we've been doing the delivered duty paid DDP kind of shipping for US and Canada for a while. So US and Canadian customers on our website could check out with the duty and the tax prepaid. So when you get the imported shipments to your door, you don't have to worry about a secondary bill. There is no separate charge attached to that shipment. And now that's true for EU and UK customers as well.
Yeah. So what'll happen is, I'll just give you an example. So I just, that's not it. Let me just pull it up here. So if you go to wonderlooper.com and you go to check something out. So I just put it to Canada, for example. Here it is, 100. What happens on our website is that when you change the country, so whatever country you're from, you can change it and it'll check you out in your local currency. So let's just put Canada here for example, and it changes the price to Canadian dollars. And this is an on-the-fly currency conversion. So whatever the currency rate is, like our prices are fixed in Japanese yen because we're here in Japan. So our prices are in Japanese yen. So if you're in the US, if you're in Canada, if you're in Australia, or if you're in Europe, it's going to charge you in your local currency. And then when you check out, in the case for Canada, you'll see here that it has estimated taxes. So that's the taxes but this is also going to vary specifically in Canada. This is going to vary by province. So if it might be a little bit more in one province, a little bit less in another province. But the bottom line is that we collect all the taxes. And if you're in a country that maybe doesn't collect taxes, but they collect duty instead, or both, some places do both, those fees are all going to be collected for you right here. So if you're in Canada, if you're in the USA, if you're in the EU, or if you're in the UK, all of those fees are going to be collected right here at checkout. And then when we ship the item off to you, there will be no further charges. You're not going to get a bill from FedEx. You're not going to get a brokerage fee. In fact, because you're checking out through us, there is no, like, you actually save a little bit of money because there's no more brokerage fee involved in that. So what we do is we collect the money, and then on your behalf, we pay it to your local government in advance. So before as soon as the package arrives, that money gets like transferred to them. Anyhow, there's a whole system behind it, and you don't have to worry about it. All you need to know is that the goods delivered to you, and what you pay at checkout is all that you're ever going to have to pay. There should be no other bills. That's not to say there might not be some mistakes. So sometimes customs, they make their boo-boos. We did everything right, but customs, they're they're very intelligent people, and sometimes they make mistakes. So sometimes you might get that bill from them. If you ever do, don't pay it. Dispute it, contact us. Say to FedEx, I've already paid it. Hold my package, because maybe they won't release the package to you. Contact us, we'll get it sorted out for you. What they're going to ask is for some paperwork, which they already have, by the way. They already have the paper. And we just have to send it to them again, because, again, very intelligent people working at customs. They only hire the best. And so we'll get that taken care of if there are any mistakes. So know that if you're in Canada, EU, United States, and UK, orders are shipped, duties paid, taxes included, and you will not get any extra surprise bills, hopefully, once it's delivered. Most cases, 99% of the cases, goes through no problem. Little problems here and there, but we always get them solved. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's the new. That's how it works, and that's how it's been working for a little bit of time now. For at least that's how it's been working for Canada and USA for the last couple of months. And for the EU, we just implemented it last night, so in time for this release.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Alejandro Jomar, my friend, is in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. This live stream had me thinking it was Friday. I got scared. I know. Yeah. I know. Sorry, we don't do a lot of Thursday streams, but here we are for this one. The Moore says, can I request embroidery on my cashmere Henley this time, or will it disrupt the process?
No, I expect some embroidery orders to come in. So you can certainly place an order with the embroidery for today's release as well. However, as you may know, we have a very limited time between now and we leave for Canada. So I'm just going to say that I might be reaching out to some of you if I couldn't finish all of the embroidery before I leave.
Yeah.
With that said, again, feel free. If you're in a time crunch, don't. But if your time is not an issue, then please do.
Yeah. Also, just for Christmas-related embroideries, get them in sooner than later. We just restocked the double heavyweight t-shirts, like a bunch of them. I know white is sold out, and there's a couple of sizes here and there missing, but for the most part, we just did a big restock.
Yeah, white is also coming. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Like yesterday, we had some bunch of embroideries. People wanted some embroideries. Yeah. We can do them in the store. So anyhow,
yes.
If you're looking for a gift for somebody, get them sooner than later, because we have to do them and then we have to ship them.
Right.
And just a reminder for our friends out in Toronto land, Canada land, if you are in the GTA, Greater Toronto Area, Toronto region on Friday, November 28th, Risa and I will be at Gerhard Supply in Toronto, starting at 7 until the party ends. But we'll probably be there a little earlier, to be fair. So please join us. We're going to be there with the Gerhard team. We're going to be doing a little bit of an early release over there with the double heavyweight French terries. It's going to be an in-store release only, not online. So if you're in-store, you're going to be able to get early access to that. Same way if you come to our showroom here in Yokohama, you'll get early access to it. But we do have a release date set for the 7th of December at 7 p.m. Eastern. So Sunday night release for the double heavyweight French terries. That's going to be happening basically right after we come back from Canada. Okay, so if you're waiting for that one, that's when it's coming out. And if you're in Toronto, please come and see us.
Yeah.
Oh, which one?
No, this one maybe.
Okay. Bahzad and Risa, can you share your opinions on warmth and versatility of Henleys versus your lighter weight crew neck sweatshirts? When do you tend to use your Henley rather than a sweater? That's a good question from Mr. Shang Style. For me, I like wearing this. You know, indoors, here I like wearing pullover hoodies. I'm a pullover hoodie guy. I like pullover hoodies more than I like zip hoodies. Some people like zip hoodies more than they like pullover hoodies. It's it's just the way it is. So I tend to wear a lot of hoodies around here. Lately, I've been wearing this Henley a lot, and I think I like the Henley because it removes quite a bit of bulk. You know, it can get. You know, we've got the heat, we got a lot of windows. It can actually get like kind of hot in here, and I find that I can stay warm enough wearing this, and moving boxes, and I'm usually moving a lot of boxes every day, so like things are always on the move. So I feel very, very comfortable in this. Whereas the hoodie, I find, or even a crew neck sweatshirt, if I'm going to be outside a little bit more, I think I want a little bit more coverage, right? Like I can wear the Henley with the down vest and I'm usually okay. But once it gets I'm going to say much chillier than it has been, I don't think it's going to be enough for me. Whereas with a sweatshirt, there's a giant horn and it's probably the boats. Yeah. We're near a port. Sorry, but if I'm outside in the wintertime and I'm wearing like a double heavyweight sweatshirt and a vest, I'm actually usually pretty good. So I find that if I'm outside or in a much colder environment, then I want to wear the sweatshirt. But if I'm in a warm environment and I want to stay warm, then the Henley is a little bit more suited for that for me.
To me, I think it's like about the layerability, like with crew neck sweatshirts and stuff. Like we can kind of, it depends on the fabric, obviously, like double heavyweight versus fleece fox fabric, a very different fabric. But in general, like the French terries are a little bit more thicker. So, it kind of is more of a thing. So if you're going to wear like it's just the silhouette is different. So if you don't want to be too bulky up top, like I would wear Henley. Especially the cashmere blend one, because it's basically like it's not thick. It's a dense fabric. It's warm for the weight and for the thickness of the fabric, but it is not, it's not a sweatshirt. It doesn't add too much bulk to it. So it's easily layerable, and you don't feel like you're adding so much thickness to your upper body. So I've just been wearing like cashmere Henley a lot, but like even when I switch from cashmere blend Henley to like fox fiber waffle Henley, like that adds bulk. So like it just depends on how you want to like layer that day.
Right. Yeah, I would say that this also layers better under like a flannel than like a sweatshirt would. So again, if you don't want to be too bulky, Henley flannel, you're good. Right? Sweatshirts are a little bit harder to get underneath the flannel. You can do it. If you have a big old like a work shirt, that might do the job, but like under like a more conventional flannel, it might be a little bit harder. So this is a little bit more versatile in terms of like the main piece that you're going to wear, or as a good layering piece as well. Alejandro Jomar says, this is one of my favorite outfits. Bahzad, one of my favorite Bahzad outfits to date, I must say. Well, thank you very much, sir. And there's a somebody was asking about my watch. I like this watch. I just want to share it again. So this is a Vega, a vintage Vega. It's by Citizens, like sub brand, but it's from the 80s, and I found sort of a dead stock one, brand new condition, and I got it for $25. So a cool vintage digital watch. I like my vintage digital watches. I love digital watches. I like my, watches, clocks with time, with hands and feet. But a good digital watch, I really like. Oh, you know what? Let me show one other clock I got.
While you do that, I want to highlight Alejandro's comment. Are you guys planning on using ELS for Henley? I love a nice thin and tight Henley that has a sort of drape and lack of structure at the neck opening. We talked about doing a lighter Henley for the spring and stuff like that, and we're definitely gonna do that. But actually, last night I was thinking that our ELS recycled cotton slub tee fabric is such a good fabric for Henley. That's too. True. That one is not as lightweight as like we were talking about in the past for like a spring Henley, but it's just the nature of that fabric, the texture, and it's heavyweight, but it's stretchy and it's kind of comfortable. Like literally last night I was thinking about that. Yeah. So we're on the same way.
Yeah, we're definitely like a lighter Henley is I'd say spring 27.
Yeah.
That's we'll have a spring Henley and a winter Henley. But yeah, I've wanted to do that for a while. It's already in the plans. Okay, I got this desk clock the other day. I thought it was really cool from Seiko. It's a little bright, but maybe you can see it from here. But I thought it was really neat. So a cool little desk clock. It looks like a diver watch, and it's got quite a bit of lume and even a little light to it as well. So that's a new little. It's not a wristwatch, but it looks like a wristwatch for your desk. So this one I also got from. I think this was a Beams Japan exclusive.
Perhaps. Yeah. We bought it from Beams' website.
Yeah, we bought it from Beams. So if you're in Japan, maybe find one of these over at Beams. Just a little shout out to them. No affiliation, but they made a nice clock. Somebody asked why I like digital watches. I think it's because when I was a kid, LCDs and digital displays, to me, it just looked like the future. And I've never not had that feeling anytime I see. Like now it feels like a retro thing, but when I was a kid, it felt like that's the future, and I've always had an appreciation for a good digital watch because of that. I do like especially the styling of the old '80s ones because they have a futuristic feel to them that now feels so retro, and it's kind of a cool mix of things. The Raven says, I also love a digital watch. I just wish there was a stainless steel and sapphire glass versions along with the plastic variants. Yeah, there's fewer well-priced, high-quality digital watches out there, right? That's a hard mix. Like really high quality digital watch, like, made with the precision and care of like a nice, a fancy watch, maybe that's the right word. Because I just feel that like the audience for that is mostly analog watch land, and like digital watch guys are like there's fewer and far between. So yeah, it's tough. But still, you know what? You can get a lot of like Citizen makes some really, really like high end titanium like diver. Those are analogs. You know what? Anyhow,
a lot of questions are coming in.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Okay,
but I think I have to get going to get prepared.
Okay.
For the release.
Time. The release is in T-minus 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So Risa's gonna get on that. She's gonna be on the
last minute question.
Yeah. The Hay says, cool aid man, aka G-Shock, burst through the wall. Kool-Aid Man, aka G-Shock, just burst through the wall. I love my G-Shocks. I've got a collection of G-Shocks. Somebody says, Slush Boom says, I want a Casio MRG Square so bad. They're very cool. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, so the Beast also a lot of there's a lot of like metal G-Shocks that you might want to consider. Prices are they're okay. The titanium ones can get pretty pricey. But still the all metal G's are usually not bad, and I think in the States sometimes you can find them on a good deal. Yeah. Okay, countdown to release. We got the order counter right now. We're sitting at 8 orders for the day. Let's see where we get with that one. And then what I'm going to say is immediately after the live stream. So we're going to be streaming for about 30 minutes after the release. Risa and I are going to be answering email questions. So if there's any problems with your order, send us an email right away. It maybe my suggestion, as always, if you've been watching this live stream a lot, you already know this, but double check your order confirmation. Make sure that everything went through as you anticipated. Make sure it's the right color. Make sure it's the right size. If it's not the right color or right size, place another order immediately and then send us an email and let us know that you placed 2 orders and that you want one of them to be canceled. And just give us the order number of the one that you want canceled. That way we'll cancel it and we'll only process the one that you want to keep. And that way, in case anything sells out, you're not waiting for us to like change your order, because, we're going to be streaming and then we're going to be answering emails. Orders are still going to be coming through. You never know when something sells out. So just secure your items, that way. And Risa and I will probably be doing emails for about an hour. And then after that, we're going to go straight into shipping. So in that time, if there's any problems, that's the time to send us the email, because we will be basically glued to picking and packing and shipping orders. We want to get them out before the weekend so that you can enjoy them as soon as possible. Okay, I hear some buzzing about, so the orders are coming through. The order counter is moving. Look at it go, everybody. Okay, it's really moving there. Okay. It doesn't know when to stop. We went from 8, we're at, I just want to, no. You know what? I'll let you know when it's done, because that thing is going, it's at the 43. There you go. There's the initial. Thank you, everybody. A bunch of orders just came through. The phone is vibrating like crazy with the orders. It's true. My phone is going nuts right now. It has been a much anticipated release, so we're very thankful that you guys could support us. Another thing I do want to mention is that if what you are looking for is gone or sold out, we do have the allocation information. So which retailers are carrying which products also on our website. So you're always going to be, to find what you're looking for. If we go back to our website, you can see retailer availability. Click that link right there, and we have it listed out by retailer, by country and town. Some people are only online, but if you have a physical store, we let you know, and you can shop and you can find what you're looking for there. So we try to make that information easy for you guys so that you can find what you're looking for, because on release day sometimes things sell out. We have maybe a bigger audience in some ways we have a bigger audience for our products, so a lot of people come to look to us. But if sometimes you can find things at some of these retailers who maybe they're not as online as we are, but we try to make those links and accessibility very easy for you guys. Okay. All right. There's some comments coming through. That Henley sold out in small in under a minute. I couldn't get it. Well, if you couldn't get it through us, at the very least, you have another option to try to grab one through one of our retail partners. And so please be sure to check through that list. Sergeant Suggle says, excited for the Black and Ecru Henleys. A lot of people saying that they were able to make their purchases. Jeff Dunn with the $16 shipping and 35 duties on top make this a hard sell. Sorry. I understand. Shipping costs. I mean, I'll just for your knowledge and for other people who might be wondering, we do subsidize the shipping costs. Of course, we're shipping from Japan all over the world. We're shipping it. It's pretty express, so it gets there, usually within 3 to 5 days. It's not overnight service, but it is a very quick service. So you are paying for that, and it is coming from Japan to wherever you are for $16. I would say that going to the mall in your car might also cost you $16 with parking and gas and all that stuff. So just keep that in mind. And duties are duties. That's a tough one to get around these days everywhere. Whether you're paying duties or whether you're paying sales tax, those things are things that you do have to consider. Because even if you're shopping locally, you're paying sales tax. If you're shipping online, you're paying duties. Sometimes you're paying both. So just keep that in mind. So there you are. Risa's going to say something.
The speeds that Henley smaller sizes disappeared was insane.
Okay.
So we are out of
Let's check the website.
all of the smaller sizes.
We're out of all the smaller sizes. That didn't take too long, but we do have that retailer availability list.
Yes.
So
please check them. I also, I'm gonna say, if you are like, I'm between large and extra large, and I don't know, I hear that Henley's like running big. If you're, in between, I think XL would work as well.
Okay.
It's not. Yeah, this one we didn't really talk about, but the if you have gotten the Fox Fiber heavyweight waffle in Henley, the Cashmere Henley, as you could see in the measurement, it was running slightly smaller
than the Fox
Fibers. Yeah. And they're like, thinner fabric, so yeah, you don't have to go size down or anything. If you're in between sizes, I would say larger size would work. So.
Yeah. But if you did miss out, check through our retail partners. Not everyone has released their stock yet. So keep that in mind as you're looking through these things. If you can see that there's not posted online or it says coming soon, double check with our retail partners to see when they will be doing their release. So I hope that we didn't disappoint too many people out there if you missed out on a size. But I do have to say that these will be back.
Yes.
These are coming back next year. I certainly also dealt with a lot of people this week who, they had a lot of things planned, for their purchases. And they felt like, oh, do I have to jump on this right now? Mm-hmm. I reassured a lot of people, letting them know that these will be back next year. So if you can't get it this year, it's this time of year, there's a lot of things to buy, a lot of stuff going on. It'll be back. Mm-hmm. We really do try to bring things back. It's, I don't like to be a one and done kind of brand. So these are great products. We spent a lot of time developing it. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Oz says Gerhard still has a large and medium in Sumi. So if you're looking, let's go over to Gerhard right now and check out their internet website. So Gerhard in the Henleys, biggity bam, there it is. So if you are looking for it, they have them right here at Gerhard Supply in Toronto, Canada.
I also have a PSA.
Okay. Medium's gone. Large XL.
I guess the smaller size.
Yeah, but still, if you're looking for large, our larges are gone.
Yeah.
Medium right here in the Sumi. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So PSA, Redcast Heritage is one of our great retail partners in Spain. And they have gotten, so I noticed that they have gotten the double heavyweight Fox Fiber released kind of late. Like it was, quite a bit after our release date. And a lot of our retail partners sold out in especially zip hoodies. I think it was a very popular style. Mm-hmm. But last time I checked, I don't know about today, but last time I checked, they still have a bunch in stock available pretty much in all sizes. So I would say if you are a little bit late to the game and missed out on a lot of retail partners and our websites, then always check back, or maybe there's a notify me when available kind of thing on Red Cats, because I always feel like they're a little bit you know,
Yeah.
they take their time before they are ready for the release. They do their own photos and all of that. So that's a pro tip,
Yeah.
because they tend to carry a good amount of
Yeah.
things, like most products they carry. And
Right. For example, they have an XL in the pull. This has been hard to find.
Right.
And so XL and double XL. So if you're looking for an indigo blanket stripe pullover hoodie, they have it.
Yeah, and they go kind of under the radar because they release it after all of the, you know, kind of like everybody looking for this item kind of phase is done. So that's a pro tip.
They have the Iron Mordant. I don't have any stock.
Yeah,
And,
like a lot of our retail partners sold out, but they have it because they, you know,
they released it a little bit later than everybody else. So check out with them, and I do believe they ship DDP everywhere as well. So you don't have to worry about fees or anything with them. They are based in Spain, but they ship worldwide, and they can definitely help you out if you're looking for something that might be sold out everywhere else. So definitely keep Redcast Heritage on your radar. They have a great website, and a lot of the products that, you know, not just Wonder Looper, but I know a lot of the products that this community is gonna like.
They carry a lot of products.
Yeah. Okay. To chat, unless you already bought the thing you want, why would you tell people where it's available? No, to help other people out. You know, you gotta some people are looking for stuff, so you gotta help them out. Okay. Bathy says, good morning from Japan. Good morning. Glad to catch you live. I just got the Henley Cashmere Blend Honeycomb Khaki. Well,
nice.
Thank you very much. Great choice. We love it ourselves. Okay, so there you go. There are still some options out there. It looks like we've had another successful day. 156 orders and still counting. 157. So thank you everybody who gave us that initial quick bump, and of course anybody who's going to be purchasing one throughout the day. I saw that I think the Moore was didn't get what they were, because they were putting in the embroidery request. It got sold out. Just a pro tip for the future. Put
anything that's available before the release time
in
the cart.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is whatever that became available gets added to there and then check out.
Yeah. So if you're gonna buy a t-shirt and embroidery, add them to the cart first. You know, make sure all the comments and whatever are filled out.
Yeah.
And then wait for the release,
because they're separate products.
Yeah.
So you don't have to associate one to the other. But
yeah.
Anyways.
Right. The Moore says, is it possible to make it impossible for items to be pulled out of the cart once it's going into the process for purchase?
No, because if that's the case, then there's going to be a lot of people drop out of carts all the time. So I think it's really it's not really up to us. We're not doing the back end and coding of the things. But on top of that, I think this is a better way to handle. Because you can put it in the cart, that if that's saved for a certain amount of time, there's I don't know. I just feel like that's not the best way.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one. Yeah.
You know, there's a question saying, did you expect them to sell it so fast?
No, actually, no.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what to expect anymore. I'll tell you that much, because things sell out fast. Something the Henley sold out fast. The triple heavyweights haven't sold out.
Exactly,
I'm sure we sold a bunch, but we didn't sell out. So we had maybe similar amounts of inventory.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to tell. But as we go through these processes more and more, then we know how much we need to have for next year.
Yeah.
And it's like with the double heavyweight t-shirts. It took us a little bit, but we finally, I think, are on a good cycle of, we don't sell out of those to the piece as much anymore.
Yeah, with double heavyweight, we're ordering more often. We keep something on the back before we have the new batch. We have 2 batches working already, always kind of. So that's another thing. But with a seasonal release, even last year we had the double heavyweight fox fiber,
right,
and that kind of sold out pretty quickly. But this year I think the inventory lasted a lot longer. So, I mean, the brand new product is definitely hard to predict because we don't want to go too confident. We don't want to be too cocky and
Right.
end up with a ton of inventory. So,
But also, I would say that a lot of our retail partners
yes.
brought in the Henleys.
Yes.
And so I think there's a good amount to go around. So if you've been waiting for this, you probably will be able to get it. I'm sure we're going to disappoint a few, but I promise, it will be back. So you will have another opportunity to get it. I know somebody mentioned here that they just bought a watch, so they're happy to hear that the Henley will be coming back. It's this time of year, there's a lot of purchases being made. So I get you, I feel you. And another thing to do is we have a back in stock reminder with every release. There's always a lot of quick sales.
Yeah.
There's going to be some, I can assure you in my email box when I get to it, there's going to be some cancellations.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
I ordered the wrong size. Yeah. Can you cancel this? Because I placed another order,
right.
which is the correct way to handle it.
Right. So, keep an eye out for maybe some potential restocks on the website in the next hour or so. And then also, once we ship everything out, inevitably there is going to be people who get it and they're like, this isn't for me. I'm going to send it back. Or I got the wrong size. I'm going to send it back. So there will be some inventory that pops up here and there. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. Keep your eye out on your retail partner. If you're really keen on getting something, I might not be able to answer your email today, but send me an email and I'll try my best to find it for you.
Yes.
And I've done that for many people. So if it didn't work out, let me know and we'll
look out like who we ship to, who we ship the most, and all of that stuff.
Yeah. So we'll help you for sure.
I also want to address this comment. Emmy or P.
Okay.
Ever thought of cutting back on the bigger sizes, considering they're the ones that always linger longer, even on the products that sell out faster, which has not always been the case.
It hasn't always been the case. So this season it has been the case, but in the past it hasn't. It's
always been the smaller sizes. So we are kind of adjusting to that as we, learn. Obviously, there's still a learning process. So we're not like, I mean, it's impossible because if we load up on the middle sizes, then somebody who wanted the smaller or larger sizes is gonna say oh, you should carry more smaller or larger sizes. There's never gonna be a perfect mix where everything sells out the same time unless we really starve the market. But
make fix sold out. But
so it's a difficult challenge, but I personally feel that with Henleys, especially the cashmere blend, a lot of people probably consider buying for the loved ones that may be a female in their lives and things like that. It's just sometimes our kind of formula of what size disbursement that we generally have doesn't always apply to every single product either.
Right. Yeah.
Which I think it's a good thing. Maybe we're attracting more more female audience,
right.
Or maybe it's a.
I definitely think we are. Mm-hmm. So that's something we have to consider for next year's production. But I think by next year we'll probably cut down a little bit on the bigger sizes and we'll have a little bit more on the smaller sizes. And that balance, I think, because we went from the smaller sizes sticking around for the longest and the bigger sizes selling out fast, I think we'll adjust it a little bit more like this and we'll probably be a little bit more even by the time next year rolls around. Yeah. So anyhow, it's all work in progress and, look, we love sellouts, but my goal is to have, a nice peak and then a nice slow roll off, right? It's a lot easier for us to handle that. So we want to get to more of that. Double heavyweight tees are our best selling products. So I think we're at that where every time we restock, you get the notifications, we get a nice little bump and then it slowly sells out. And by the time we're almost gone, we get the restock in and then we can, keep that going. So I just want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to pat our own backs for double heavyweight t-shirts this time around though. Like when we got a good batch of restock just recently, and we didn't make a big deal out of it. We just kind of released the inventory online quietly. But that was because a lot of the sizes were like down to like a very small amount but still in stock. Like a lot of the sizes were like that. Obviously there's holes here and there, but like it was just like that means that we did our job really well,
Right.
that like we didn't load up too much, that like we already have a lot and then more coming in. That's not good for space reasons and all of that. But if we're selling down to almost sold out but not quite, and then getting the restock, it's just like we were very happy with that dispatch, because like aside from white, like we didn't sell out too much.
Yeah, it was getting close.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like having enough stock and not overstocking all at once, and then that way we don't have to deal with, because we have space limitations too. So Oz says it may be worth noting that this fabric fits more snugly than the Fox Fiber waffle one does. So if you bought one of those and thought maybe you need the size down more for these based on that, you don't. It's true.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that.
We mentioned in the video, these definitely fit. Measurements, they're a little bit smaller, and the fabric is not as stretchy. So it doesn't fit quite the same. I would say if you bought, like, if large, in the video I wore a medium, and you can see the medium on me in the Fox Fiber versus this one, a little bit bigger. I would still wear the same size. I would say personally I would still wear the same size. But understand that they are going to fit a little bit different. I don't think one's going to go from like it. I don't think that too many people are going to find that like if you bought the same size, one totally works and one doesn't work. But just know that
we do wear the same size in them as well. But it fits differently, and that's kind of the challenge of selling online. And if it's this comes down to the measurements, then it's not that big of a difference. But in real life, wearing it, like the fabric, how it drapes and how it feels and how it stretches makes a humongous difference in wearing it. So that is a challenge. Knowing that, we still recommend you look at the measurements, because measurements are the only like objective things that you can kind of
base it on. But I would also say there's another thing to consider, because I know I got a lot of questions this week about the sizing of these, and a lot of people were like, well, my t-shirt measures this chest, and like that, it didn't quite like they might have wore a medium in a t-shirt. No, they might have wore like a large or an extra large in a t-shirt, but they're like, why is the chest on the Henley like match the chest of my t-shirt in like a much smaller size? And the reason for that is because this is fitting a little bit more like something you would wear on top of a t-shirt, like a sweatshirt. So like when you take a sweatshirt that you own that fits you well, you'll notice that the chest measurement is going to be bigger than what you might wear for a t-shirt. So that's why you're seeing that discrepancy, because a Henley, it's a long sleeve t-shirt, it's a sweatshirt, it's kind of in between. Sizing wise, we sized it a little bit more like a sweatshirt is going to size. So that's why the measurements on paper, like they're bigger than what a t-shirt is going to be, but it is within your expectation of what, say, something that you would wear over top of something is going to fit like. Does that make sense? I really tried to convey that to people. Hopefully it made some sense to them. But anyhow, let me know how you feel about that one. Okay. Manuel says, I'm amazed at how you've managed to do everything so well with only 3 people. You're too efficient. Yeah, that and not a lot of sleep. We're working all day, and not taking breaks. It really helps you. But yeah, no, I think we run pretty lean here. There's probably some room for improvement here and there. But I think what we are very good at is nailing like the essentials of what needs to happen. Are our photos the best photos in the world? they're fine. They could be better. The video quality, could we put up more videos? Can we be better at Instagram and social media? There's a lot of things that we could be a little bit better at, but like for us, we get the product right, we deliver it fast, and we're good on the customer service. We make sure that we answer your questions, your emails, all that stuff gets taken care of. All the really, really important things. And like, yeah, maybe we can post more pictures, but you know what? I think we're okay. We're not posting. We're still trying to educate people in all the different ways, and I think the live stream does pretty good job.
Yeah, I think the reason why we're not like expanding with like a lot of staff members and stuff like that is because the growth has been pretty rapid, I think, and so we don't want to like overload us with like a lot of things that that because it's our business is also very seasonal, so it fluctuates what we need at the time. There's certain times like right now where it's like everything is go 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 all the time, and I wish I could use more people sometimes, but at the same time it just there are like slower times, and to be fair, everything goes out in time. I would say we're not Amazon, but we are pretty quick at shipping, and all the emails gets answered, and that's I think all the products gets made. So
sorry, because the buzzing. Anyhow, USPS John says, you guys produce such a high caliber quality that I have to throw away everything else I own. Thank you for your genius. Well, thank you for your patronage. We really do try our best. And I have to say that by making better, you alleviate a lot of problems in the business cycle. So there's that as well. Christian asks, hello from California. Would you guys ever consider doing a version of your hoodie, but with a stand-up or fold collar instead of a hood? Like a 3/4 zip. I'm not opposed to it.
We have been talking about the potential of it, but not really as a hoodie.
Not a hoodie. A 3/4 zip sweatshirt, maybe?
Well, we wouldn't call it a hoodie. But that's not what I meant. Like,
right.
Not like in that like same fabric and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
You guys will be the first to know.
Right. There's a lot of things we would like to do. And I would say that that's part of the things that we could be better at. Maybe there could be more product variety, but there's also whenever you do another thing, there's something that you're not doing. So all of that is a balance. It's like if we take on another, a product development cycle for something completely new, it's like it takes away from, whether we're answering emails or, there's also, maybe it just means we have to work more hours in a day, but at some point there's only 24 hours in a day. You know what I mean? Okay. Christian says, yes, a 1/4 zip is exactly what I was thinking.
The Crazy Mochi asks, the Ultimate Pima is by far my favorite tee. Is there a timeline for a restock? Yes, in the springtime. So it's going to be sometime in, I would say, February, March.
Okay.
I would think. It's hard to say.
With 2 new colors.
With 2 new colors. These are tsuriyami knits, so it's a lot of the delivery times that we request is not always going to be the not going to be the actual delivery time. But they are coming back with new colors. That is the khaki, everybody's favorite color,
khaki green, like this.
And then iku.
And in between that, we are going to be releasing a Suvin Gold Tsuriyami t-shirt, and that's going to be in collaboration with Redcast Heritage. So we will have another Tsuriyami t-shirt. That's going to be an exclusive with them. So we'll have something in between. So it'll be a slightly different take on an extra long staple ultra premium cotton, we previewed it. We had the production sample. I don't have it in my hands anymore. We had to send that back to the factory. But it's basically going to be like comparing velvet and silk. So that's sort of the feel there. One's going to be very velvety. One's a little bit more smooth. Anyhow,
Yeah.
you'll.
But it is a very interesting experiment in just like a very similar idea on paper, extra long staple fiber cotton, 100%, and tsuriyami knit, and it's in the, it's not super lightweight or super heavyweight.
Yeah.
It's in the like Suvin Gold is slightly heavier than the Ultimate Pima, but it's in the same realm.
Yeah.
But it just the outcome is different, and I think we're getting to the point where like these small changes that just comes out as different experience, different feeling when you put on, is very interesting.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think people are going to really enjoy it and enjoy the differences. It's fun to show off these slight differences. You Suriyami tees, we're not the only ones who make them. So they're all out there. But like making them with like really interesting fibers, and then also seeing what the difference is between these fibers are when you use it on these machines, and coming out with like other ways to enjoy it. There's more than one way to enjoy, these beautiful fibers. So we hope that we can showcase more of that. The Beast says, Suvin Gold, mind blown. I have 40 plus high quality t-shirts and only 2 of them are Suvin Gold, purely due to rarity. Would love to get more, especially in heavyweight. This one will also be, I'm going to say, I know we're also not the only ones who have ever made a Suvin Gold t-shirt before. Ours are going to be heavier. It's like 220 GSM.
No,
maybe
I think
a little bit
238.
238, so almost 240 GSM. It's not that it's in heavyweight t-shirt land. It's not an ultra heavyweight like our double heavyweights are, but it's going to be
heavy enough. Yeah, you've healed the oomph.
Yeah. Okay.
The Raven said, I remember you guys saying you had plans for Navy Pima tee, Navy Ultimate Pima tee, that is. Is that no longer the plan? It is the plan. It's coming in the fall.
Yeah, so next year fall.
Yeah.
And so anyway, somebody, Hayes asked, I'm presuming for the release of the Suvin Gold. It'll either be very late this year, probably not.
I think early next year. January.
I think at this point, a 2025 release is unlikely.
Yeah, they might land in our warehouse before the end of the year, but obviously we got to consider shipping to Redcast.
We got to do photos and
we got to do photos and all of that thing. So like we didn't like take the proper long steps of doing the sampling 6 months ahead and all of that thing. So that's like a lot of things that would be done by the time that production arrives, a lot of them is not done yet. So
early next year, Q1 next year, early Q1. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Kaisen Tux says, will the Henleys be back in the spring or another year wait? The Henleys that we did this season, so the Fox Fiber waffles and the honeycomb cashmere blend Henleys, these are going to be restocked again next fall. So it's going to be next fall. I just in the spring I feel like these might be a little too heavy for some folks. So if you missed out, please do check through our retailer availability list. I've seen some people in the chat saying that there's some stock, and then by the time a few minutes later, sold out. But go through it, and I know Redcast Heritage will have some inventory up soon. They're usually a little bit later to the game when it comes to the releases. They do a lot of their own photography. A lot of our retail partners, they might take the photos from our website, but Redcast, they like to do their own. They do on model and everything, so they take their time with it, and they will they'll have some inventory again very soon. Inventory available for you very soon, and just so just keep that in mind. Right, there'll be another chance. Just pay attention to Redcast release information, and if you're looking for something, send me an email. If you look through the list, you can't find something, send me an email. I'll do my best to try and locate one for you. Drew asked, will the pencils be sent with orders still? Yes. So we've got pencils. So we've got the Wonder Looper, pencils. So you get a 3-pack of the Wonder Looper craft design made in Japan. Come on, we can do it. There, kind of. You can see it there. The craft design pencil. So those will come in a nice 3-pack for you. Focus. There you go. So that's coming with every order. It'll be a nice little 3-pack nifty gifty for everybody. So go get your pencil sharpeners and you'll get a pack just like that with your order. Okay. Sebastian Pilje says Denali is late too. So Denali in Winnipeg, it seems that they haven't released their stock yet either. So there will be more chances. Yes. You might have to just follow some of these guys on Instagram or send them an email. So if you missed out, I think you will still have another opportunity, a good chance to get what you might have missed out on today.
Yes. Sally's here.
Sally's here. I don't see the comment, but I
love that you are doing a Suvin Gold t-shirt. This exploration of the nuances of these very rare cottons is inspiring. Thanks for doing such deep studies like this.
You're most welcome. Actually,
I wouldn't call it a study,
but remember this is gonna be the last story before snack time. Then we gotta get to work. Okay, so there was a couple weeks ago, and I've talked to Sally about this idea about like doing a real repro, like a real repro in the sense that we'll grow the cotton of the time, so that we're using the same type of cotton, and we'll use a spinning machine from the same era, and we'll try to use the knitting. All this stuff has to line up. The knitting machine of the era. Finishing touches of the era. So we'll try to make a reproduction as absolutely authentic as possible. Why? No particular reason. I just find it personally amusing and interesting if we could actually do it.
It's a challenge. It's like, why would people climb Mount Everest?
There it is. Because it's there. It's there. Right. Yeah. So I would like to figure that out.
Yeah. And increasingly it's had... I think in general, like a lot of people who are now looking back in the past and looking at like because these machines, they have been left for a long time sometimes,
right.
You know, these old spinning machine, old, you know, things, but there are now enough resources to bring back, even with all the inefficiency and, you know, imperfections. People are spending money to like restore those things so that we can get those authentic in like imperfections.
Right.
Yeah. So, which is like an interesting time that I think a lot of us are kind of like in the mind of that.
Right. It
is a good time to be planning this, because we've been, you know, researching a little bit. Increasingly it's starting to seem like it's very possible.
Right. Increasingly, exactly. It's like, at first it was like, is this even possible? How, like...
Yeah. It's just like, there are things that we can't do, and, you know, it's gonna annoy us because it's not perfect, and then, but it maybe.
We'll so, if anyone can do it, we can do it. So, we'll try to... Anyhow, there's really no, other than like our research, there's been no like advanced progress yet. But anyhow, you got to put those, plant those seeds. We're going to have to plant some seeds.
Yeah, it's a long-term plan, if anything. But
okay. Nick says, thanks guys. I'm going back to bed. It's 3:35 a.m. here. I hope everyone found what they're looking for. Thank you so much for staying up with us. Nicholas V says, is there a live stream tomorrow, or is this it? This is the live stream. I'll probably do an email, just a newsletter in the next couple days, because there won't be a live stream next week because we will be in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at Gerhard Supply, Friday, November 28th, starting at 7 p.m., though we'll probably be there earlier. So if you're in the Toronto area, please come and say hello. We're going to be doing an early release of the double heavyweight French Terries. In-store only, so you'll be able to get some access to that early. The main release for that is going to be Sunday, December the 7th, a Sunday release, 7 p.m. That'll be in the newsletter just to give everyone that update. And then there'll be a live stream that'll go with that. I know. It'll all be in the next newsletter. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, please do. Please do. Usually there's a lot of release and good information in there. So check that out. I think we're going to leave it there. We're going to do a quick snack time because this one is a weird one.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is today's snack. And how we know about this is one of our visitor in our showroom saw this while traveling in Japan, and they asked like, "What is this?" They didn't have it, but they saw it in stores, and they used the Google translate camera thing, and like they could not figure out what this was with the translation that they come up with. So we thought it was an interesting snack. It is a tofu textured gummy.
Right.
Flavor is soda, but it's just like the texture and the character. It's like we call it that, like that your mental stability is like tofu. Like there's a saying like
You're
that.
crumbly.
It was just so crumbly and so like weak mentally. And
so this is like the gummy that failed, basically. It's a gummy that didn't gummy, right? So it's a very unusual gummy, that's for sure. There's a lot of gummy candies in this country, so hearing that, I thought it was an interesting item to try.
Yeah.
Before that, I want to answer because I saw this question come through a bit about cable knit sweaters. No, like if we're gonna do cable knits, no plans to do cable knits. I think we're gonna stay more in the jersey world rather than doing like traditional sweaters. I wouldn't say never, but I think we're more in the sportier world than things like that. Yeah. Okay. Disappointing gummies. Oh, he's so sad. He's so sad. Okay. Let's see how these are. Okay. Smells like Ramune soda. So if you've ever been to Japan, you might have seen those like bottles with the little marble on top. Or if you've ever been in any Asian grocery store, they usually have a bunch of those. But it's like soda flavored. And it really smells like soda.
It kind of looks like a little tofu that you see in miso soup.
Right. It does look like the miso soup soda.
It smells good. It smells great. I like this taste.
Okay, wait. Is it actually? It's gummy. It's not crumbly.
Let's try it.
Let's try it.
Oh. It's so strong.
It's a strong. It's not.
Is it?
The taste is good.
It didn't crumble.
I was expecting it to be kind of dry and then just like break.
Yeah.
Like it was freeze dried or something.
This is very gummy, in my opinion. This is just a regular gummy.
No, it's not as gummy as like a Haribo gummy.
Yeah, Haribo is a really strong gummy.
It's good. Maybe its texture feels a little like a stale gummy. Right?
Perhaps, yeah.
It's a little bit.
It has the outer
dryness.
layer that's dry. Yeah, the outer layer is very dry.
But yeah, that's probably what it is. It has a chew, not very strong chew, but what it lacks in chewiness, despite being chewy, is made up for with extreme soda flavor. If you like soda flavor, this is very powerful soda flavor. So you're not dissatisfied with this gummy. You're actually very satisfied with this gummy because it tastes great.
Flavor is great. Yeah. The texture is not what they.
Yeah, it's not crumbly.
Yeah. Imagine if you have like really bad teeth and it's like, oh, I can never have gummy, but maybe I can have this, and you bought this. Yeah. You would not be able to have this.
Right. So it's
too strong.
I would say as an execution of a crumbly, tofu fall apart thing, I'm gonna give it like a 4.5. Right, kind of low.
Yeah, it disappoints me.
But as a product, it's more of like a 7.2.
As a flavor?
As a flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, a flavor's good. I would say that.
Yeah. The Raven says, I'm convinced this is a Japanese haichu you're both trying. It's not haichu. It's a different product. But you know what we bought the other
Haichu
day?
is Japanese
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Yes. We gotta do that. It's at home, so
Yeah.
we never do this. But
It's a flavorless haichu. They made whatever the gummy is, it's just the gummy part.
so they call it like basically as is.
Yeah.
Sonomama. It's just like they didn't add any flavoring. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So I'm
very
excited
intrigued to
see-
try that. Yeah. So we'll maybe
We'll
we'll
do
do
that
that next
next week.
time.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
not next week, but the next stream.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hold on to that for that one. So everybody, we're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna hit our computers. We're gonna answer your questions. There may be some inventory that pops up. So peek around the website, sign up for that notification. Because there might be some order cancellations here and there. So everybody, again, thank you. We're at 183 orders today. I think we can get that out today. 183.
Oh, 100%. No problem. Wyatt's coming in a minute and in a couple hours. And we're going to crush it.
There we go. So we're going to get your orders out to you very soon. If you missed out on anything, check our retailer availability list. Send me an email and keep an eye out for some potential restocks in just a few minutes. So we're going to leave it there. Everybody, thank you very much. Do something nice for yourself and for somebody else. And we'll see you guys real soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.